The Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Resource Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Moose are an iconic and important species for Manitobans, as a source of food, as part of our family and community traditions, and as a fixture of Manitoba's natural landscapes. Although moose can be found across Manitoba and have an essential role in our ecosystems, they are also a species facing significant and growing challenges, including a changing climate, disease and parasites, habitat loss, and illegal hunting. Efforts have been underway to help the moose population recover, including conservation closures for all hunters in key moose habitat areas across the province that began in 2011. The overall trend is showing a slower than anticipated moose population recovery. Our moose population is at an ecological tipping point in many parts of Manitoba's southern forested range. It will take a concerted effort by all users of this resource to ensure their survival. This is why today we are proclaiming the Wildlife Amendment Act Safe Hunting and Shared Management and prohibiting night hunting effective Saturday, October 10, 2020. This act was based on extensive engagement and consultation meetings in which the provincial government held a series of over 20 informative engagement and consultation meetings. Although these meetings focused on the public safety risks of night hunting, which are addressed in the legislative provisions being proclaimed today, we also heard from many communities and community members about essential place of wildlife in sustaining cultural and community values, and about the common concern that all resource users share for Manitoba's moose population. Therefore, under these provisions, we are creating a framework to work in partnership with Indigenous communities, non-Indigenous hunters, and local residents to develop and recommend sustainable plans for the management and harvest of wildlife species such as moose. At the same time, we have sought ways to reduce the impact of the conservation closure for moose on Indigenous communities, including through ceremonial hunts and more recently through the creation of a limited interim hunting opportunity for up to 60 moose in the Duck and Porcupine Mountains. This interim hunt was to help address the desire of these Indigenous communities to preserve and pass on the tradition of moose hunting while ensuring that the harvest was trackable and could take place at sustainable levels that would not hamper the recovery of moose in these areas. However, several recent developments, including organized, unauthorized moose hunting activity in the conservation closure area, pose a serious risk of escalating an uncontrolled harvest of moose. A return to uncontrolled harvest can carry serious and irreversible risks to the recovery of moose in these areas. For this reason, our government is pausing the planned 2020 interim moose hunting season for the Duck and Porcupine Mountain areas. Moose hunting remains prohibited for all hunters in the conservation closure areas. The government will be moving to create the first shared management committee to discuss moose within the conservation closure areas in order to provide advice on how to reopen these areas to hunting when the moose population rebounds. We are also continuing to share moose science and survey data widely across the province to help build a common understanding of the challenges facing the moose population and the need for a concerted, collective action to address these challenges. The Department has also created a document called Hard to be a Moose in a Changing World, which reveals these challenges. While these are not easy decisions, our government has a responsibility to all Manitobans to protect and conserve our wildlife, not just for today, but for future generations. Through these measures and through continued work to develop a shared management approach for moose, we will work towards a strong and stable recovery of our moose population that will allow Manitobans from all communities to connect with their traditions and with Manitoba's great natural resources. Madam Speaker, there is only one moose population in Manitoba, and therefore we need one moose recovery plan. Thank you.